So now I'm going to come on to the diet side of it slightly and how that can be affected. So strictly speaking, females have higher stores of fat within their body than males. That's a fact. The basics of that is because females are here to keep the race going. Now, it's not in a misogynistic way, it's just to say that your whole cycle, female's whole cycle is based around getting pregnant and reproducing. A female burns around 50,000 more calories during that 9 months of their pregnancy than they would normally. So they need to have a certain amount of fat stored up to cope with that. If your body fat comes down too low, or if you're dieting too hard, what you'll find is you'll go into something called amenorrhea, that's when your menstrual cycle stops. If your menstrual cycle stopped, that's something you start seeing a doctor about. If your fat levels are so low that your menstrual cycle has stopped, it's basically your body's way of telling you you don't have enough fat stored up to make it through pregnancy, to survive through pregnancy. So that's why, again, females shouldn't be looking at those really low body fat content goals, because it's just not quite healthy for you. A big thing as far as diets go is when you start your diet. Females, during week 3 and week 4, when you start sort of creating that thicker lining of your uterus, it's shown that actually females can burn between 100 and 300 extra calories a day than during week 1 and 2. So this gives a reason for cravings and everything like that. So when you just get really hungry, that's because you're actually needing a little bit more energy. I'm trying now with all my nutritional clients to encourage them that during week 3 and week 4 of their menstrual cycle is to add 100 to 150 calories of protein into their diet each day to try and stave off those cravings. The reason it's protein is because that's tougher for your body to break down. It's gonna make you feel fuller for longer. Protein properly fills you up. And also, because like in my last video I said, this is a high hormone phase of your cycle. So your body's actually going to be struggling to maintain the muscle mass. So if you're adding extra protein in, that's really going to help with that. So if you imagine if you come onto a new diet, you're going to be cutting your calories down, and you're just coming into week 3 where you need more calories and you're going to be starting to crave, you're really not likely to be able to keep to that diet. So you're best off waiting until week 1, day 1, and starting your diet from that point, and then you're more likely to be able to keep to it. There is an argument to say that maybe females should diet for 2 weeks of each cycle. So week 1 and week 2, they're in a deficit, and then week 3 and week 4, they're just in maintenance, because there's been studies to show that actually during week 3 and week 4, when they start craving, females, they burn, say, up to 300 calories more a day, but they actually eat 500 calories more a day. So then that's where you end up missing your diet goals completely, because it blocks out any sort of deficit you were in before. So trying to make sure you're timing your diets right and make sure you're getting the right amount of food in each time is incredibly important, because what's like to happen if you start on week 3, you're going to go 2 weeks, you're going to really struggle to keep to it because your body wants extra, because you're getting those cravings. And then by the time it comes around to week 1, you throw that out the window, can't stick to that, new trainer, want something different.